mind, is it a big deal that all the vets were here and that the entire team was here for these practices?
I think it is a big deal because obviously this part is mandatory, but I think throughout all of OTAs, the vets have been doing a good job of like showing up. There's been times where they've missed a few days, but I think overall, just the overall vibe of the team, it just feels like everyone's locked in and like wants to be here.
Mike was talking about the connection in this particular. How much are you feeling that as players in this group is just really well?
I mean, I feel it a lot. I'm obviously going into year 11, so I played a lot of football, been on a lot of teams, and not only am I seeing that we have a very talented team right now. One thing that stands out above the talent is just the connection, and that's something that I've been trying to talk to the guys that's like really going to take us to that next level where we want to go. Because I've told them I've been on tons of talented teams that we have great players in all positions, but we just didn't have that same connection. And we had a 10-win season, but didn't go to the playoffs and stuff like that. And I'm telling them how those small things, like having connection and being able to communicate on and off the field, kind of helps you get to that next level.
What are you seeing with this team, all the continuity, and obviously second year of Mike McDonald's defense? How are you seeing the flow and how things are in sync out there compared to what it was like this time last year?
I mean, I think there's a huge difference. The coaches got here first time on the staff together last year, and obviously, everyone wanted to be bought in and things like that, but it was still new, it was still fresh. I felt there was like a learning curve where like the coaches were learning the players were learning the coaches. Coaches were even learning each other. And I think this year we kind of have a year under our belt now. We kind of know what to expect out of Mike. We know what to expect out of AD and like everyone else, all the other coaches. And now we're able to actually like just turn it up a notch. You know what I mean? And it's everything that we started to integrate last year is kind of like we're just building on that now.
You saw him on Dallas for a while, but what's been your impression of DeMarcus coming in and being a part of this group?
I mean, we haven't been able to be in pads and stuff like that yet, so I haven't been able to see him fully play. Like we haven't been able to like play next to each other or anything like that. But I think just the type of leadership and like mindset that he brings to the team is just like phenomenal. He's a dog. Like he speaks a lot. He plays hard. He's going into year like 12, and he's out there practicing harder than some of the rookies. So we're getting on the rookies like saying, okay, this is an example. This guy's going into year 12. He has nothing to prove, but he's out there working his craft as hard as he can every day. And, he's one of those guys that shows up as an example and also as leadership.
You've been able to, going against the offensive line, obviously they made some changes there with the scheme and stuff like that. Kind of, I guess the difference in that and what, if you have a thought on kind of how that might help them this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be hard to say until we get in pads and in camp and stuff like that. But so far, something that has stood out to me is the communication and just like the drive and want to. I could just see a different mindset, and it starts with just even their approach to the line. I'm seeing them like break out of the huddle and just attack the line, and that kind of puts pressure on the defense, and especially me playing up front as a D lineman, I have to like try to hurry up and get in my stance when they come out that fast. And I've been trying to encourage them to like keep doing that, and that it puts pressure on defenses.
What are your impressions of Brandon Pili?
Oh, Pili. I mean, he's been one of those guys that's throughout OTAs that's like stood out for us because even in meetings the other day, I guess he put on the most muscle. Like I guess we've been doing like body scans and stuff like that, and he like put on the most muscle out of everyone throughout OTAs, and you could just see like a huge jump from like week 1 of OTAs till now. And you can also just see like a confidence level growing in him, and he's been more vocal, just more confident, and just having fun out there. And I think he's becoming a good player for us.
It was one of the best seasons in your career last year with double digit sacks, getting the pick 6 against Aaron Rodgers. This offseason, what did you, looking at film and looking back at the season, what are a few things that stood out like this is what I'm going to attack this offseason to get better after last year?
I mean, for me, I made a lot of big plays out of power, which is never going to go away from me. That's, my bread and butter. That's my game. That's something that I rely on, play in and play out is just being able to power guys when I want to. But I think something that me and AD are working on is being able to learn when I can, like, do more finesse stuff, take an edge, and, really keep the O-lineman guessing on what type of moves I'm going to give them. And I think last year, I was doing a lot of like bull rushes, power moves, and stuff like that. and I want to try to integrate some type of counters off of when the offensive lineman is trying to sit on my power. I mean, huge. He actually just talked to the defense today, and we made a big emphasis on how he came middle of the season last year, and how, you know, we were struggling with the run game, you know, kind of pretty much the whole beginning part of the season. And somehow, as soon as EJ got here, you know, we kind of turned that run game defense around. And, you know, he had a lot of expectations on him coming in, like starting at middle linebacker. He clearly had to learn a whole new defense, a whole new city, a whole new team. And there was a lot of pressure on him, and, you know, he answered it. You know, he was the leader of the defense, called the calls with confidence and played hard, made plays. And it was awesome to see him get a new contract, and I'm excited to keep playing with him. Yeah, I think something that's been cool and a part of the, like, connection that's been, like, helping us grow that connection throughout OTAs is, like, in the defensive room, coaches have been having some of the guys that go up to the front of the room and, like, pretty much, like, talk about their why, like, why they like playing football, why they like showing up every day. And, you know, they put up some pictures of their family, pictures of them when they were young, and just talk about, you know, what's their driving force.
So today was his why.
Yeah, today, yeah.
How's that help those chemistry?
I think it helps a lot because you get to hear from guys sometimes that you might not always hear from. And then you get to hear, you know, like someone's why. Like there's times where, you know, obviously going through camp is going to be hard. Everyone has tough days, hard days. And if I see somebody having a hard or tough day, I understand that guy a little deeper now on a human level. And I can like talk to him and like let him know like, hey, I know his why now and I know how to push him a little better now.
What's your why? Share your why.
What's that?
What's your why?
I mean, I haven't been able to talk to the defense about my why yet. But for me, I think just football gave me everything I have in life. I grew up, you know, homeless at times. I grew up living in and out of hotels, motels, and, you know, kind of an unstable lifestyle as a young kid. And when I found football in high school, it gave me stability. It gave me good male role models in my life. And it just gave me something to like kind of distract myself from everything going on at home. So for me, after that, like just learning from coaches, good male role models in my life, I just like fell in love with it, fell in love with the camaraderie, the family aspect of my teammates and stuff like that. And I'm sure you could ask every single person at this point, it's never was about the money. The money ends up coming with it, obviously, but for every single person that talks about their why, it's because they had some type of lifestyle like that growing up, and then it kind of brought them to this point.
Was there a particular coach in high school that got you into football as much as you did?
Yeah, Coach Kenoto Hudson. He was actually a DB coach at Illinois when Spoon was there too. So me and Spoon both know him pretty well. And Spoon was like joking when I got traded here about how we both had him as like one of our, you know, male role model figures. And I had him in high school, and I had him at USC as well. And he definitely helped me when I like didn't like going to class and didn't like doing schoolwork and all that stuff, because he understood my why, and he kind of helped push me when I was going through hard times growing up.
Leadership seems to be part of who you are. When did you get that awareness that you have such an impact?
Honestly, since like high school, like I just started playing football, and I didn't understand like how to be a leader necessarily. I didn't understand like what that role meant and how to be a leader, but you know, every year I was like voted as a leader. Every year I was voted as a captain, like since high school, college, NFL years. And I was always like one of those type of guys on the team where I just had like an infectious personality. And I think my type of leadership is I make people like feel safe. So I'm able to like actually get people's why like in a one-on-one setting. And I'm good at like holding them to that.
Leo, thank you.
Thank you.